Hello, so it's the 6th of January 2025, and so we've been in 2025 now for a few days. And I don't make New Year's resolutions, so this is not about resolutions, but I wanted to do a little video about some things that I've been thinking about when it comes to certain things that I might want to do more this year, or certain things that I want to work on. Because I do think about these things, even if I don't call it like New Year's resolutions or something like that. I can see the value in doing New Year's resolutions, just because it might give you more of that drive to accomplish certain things. And then if you don't accomplish them, then you might be very, disappointed in yourself. And so this might motivate you to not be disappointed in yourself. But I never call them like resolutions. It's just things that I might want to work on some level this year, and just in general, just to work on certain things or just do certain things more. But yeah, I don't call them New Year's resolutions. So yeah, I don't know if that many people are going to be interested in this, but I just wanted to do a little video about some things that I thought about when it comes to things that I might want to work on this year, or just things that I want to do this year. So the first thing is, so for Christmas, my housemate got me some drawing materials, because I had mentioned to him that I'm interested in working on my creativity more and just start up drawing more, because I used to be pretty good at drawing, but then I just kind of didn't do it for a while. And like the last few months, I've been kind of drawing a little bit. And so he got me some drawing materials, which I thought was very cool. And so I want to draw with the help of, for example, this book that he got me. Because he got me these felt tip markers with like two ends, so that it has two, both ends have a marker on them, so like you can draw with two ends. I think maybe one is thicker and one is thinner or something. I haven't opened them yet, but I will open them and start drawing on them with them. And this just gives you sort of ideas about certain things that you can draw, or just certain techniques that you might want to practice. So I think that might be a cool thing to kind of get me going and motivate me a little bit, because it will give me ideas. Because I think a lot of times when I draw, the thing that I have issues with or trouble with is finding an idea about what to even draw in the first place. So I think if you have a picture in front of you, or just some kind of idea in front of you, then it can be easier to kind of start, moving your hand and drawing, because you have something in front of you to kind of help you. So I definitely want to work on my creativity this year. I think it's a part of me that is sort of fallen asleep a little bit. Just in the sense that, well, in the last few months I have been drawing a little bit, but when I compare my creativity now to what it was like when I was a kid, for example, like I drew so much as a kid, and even a bit later, like I would draw a lot, and I would like to sort of awaken that part of myself a little bit more. So I think because my housemate got me these gifts, that's going to hopefully motivate me to take up drawing more this year. Another thing that I want to do more this year is, last year I started running regularly or semi-regularly, but I hurt my toe in November, and so that kind of took a back seat. But I think it is pretty much healed now, so I want to start running again. There's a good spot here in my town by the river where I like to run, and I might put on headphones and listen to music, or listen to a podcast, or I was listening to an audiobook as well when running previously. So I definitely want to start up running again this year, now that my toe seems to be better. And another thing is, if let's say if the weather is bad, right now we have a lot of snow, or if it's really cold, and I don't want to go running, if it's raining maybe, then I want to make more use of my resistance bands as well. So do resistance training, because I have these, I would show, but they're kind of hidden away right now. But I have these resistance bands that I think I should use more as well if I'm not going running. Because I think looking after my health and just trying to be a healthier person is something that in general I actually feel strongly about. I don't want to be an unhealthy person. I want to be as healthy as I can be, because I think it's much more sort of pleasurable to go through life when you're somewhat healthy, rather than sort of having to, I don't know, visit doctors all the time, or just to have that, cloud above you. Because I think if you're trying to be healthy, and if you are healthy, then that sort of, it's just more joyful. There's a bit more joy. It can be more just pleasurable to kind of go through life when you're somewhat healthy, rather than if you're relatively young still and you're already having to worry a lot about your health because you are not taking care of yourself properly or something like that. So start up running again, and if I'm not going running, then do resistance training, because I was actually pretty good with doing exercises, workouts for a while, but then it's one of those things that, because I'm pretty inconsistent in some ways, it was one of those things that kind of took a back seat, especially because of my toe, but also other reasons. So I just kind of, for the past couple of months, I haven't really been working out, and I enjoyed it when I was doing it. So I would like to go back and get back into that. Going off that, I also want to look after my eating better. So I think that's something that's pretty difficult for me, because I get a lot of sort of takeaways, and I probably shouldn't indulge so much in like getting, these takeaways, which also can be quite expensive as well. So I think try to eat better, try to maintain certain healthy habits when it comes to eating. And also try to spend less money in general. So that includes takeaways, but also other things. So I think, there are certain times where I've kind of made impulse buys that I haven't cared about the thing later anymore. And I want to do that as little as possible this year. Just watch my spending and watch my eating and watch exercise, all the healthy things. And I think they're connected to the wallet as well, because if I'm eating healthy, if I'm not getting as many takeaways, then my wallet is healthier as well. Next thing I want to talk about is, I think this year I would like to really lean into this idea of being happy in my own company, and not try to sort of, like, how do I put this? So for the past while, I've been kind of up and down in the sense that I'm kind of alone a lot, but then I also sometimes have used the presence of other people as a way to offload problems or emotions, or to kind of get validation or something like that. And I think this year I would like to be able to just be happy in my own company, if that is something that is happening a lot. So if I'm spending a lot of time on my own, I want to make it as joyful as possible. I want to lean into it as much as possible. I'm already getting better at this. I'm already much more accepting of my own company now, in the sense that like, I'm pretty introverted anyway, I would say, but I'm not always happy with long periods of being on my own, or I would have certain times where I get frustrated when I can't be with somebody in that moment. And then I might like offload problems or something like that. So I have a conflicted relationship with my own company versus other people's companies. So I like being on my own, but if I want to like hang out with somebody and it's not possible in that moment, then I can get very frustrated. So I think this year it's something for me to work on even more, because I'm getting better with it now, but I'd like to work on it more, is try to be happy in my own company, try to really not be bored, keep busy, do something when I'm alone. And then also try to be, happy with other people's company the same way. So it's like either one is good. That's something that I would like to kind of work on, is to make sure that either one is good. So if I'm spending time on my own, try to make that productive, try to make that joyful, try to make that something that I'm looking forward to even. And then when I'm with other people, then also try to, make that an experience worth having, so that either one is good. I think just when you're happy with yourself, you can kind of be alone or you can be with other people. And I just think that finding that balance is something that I want to work on. I do want to keep working on my relationship with social media. Not so much YouTube, but other social media. I think the less I can post about certain things that I would rather not post about, I think the better. The less I scroll mindlessly, the better. I've already talked about how, on this channel, I've talked about how I'm trying to stay away a little bit from this kind of mindless scrolling on social media, but I think it's something that is a work in progress. So I think the less I scroll on social media when I know that I'm not interested in a lot of it, the better. And the more mindful I am about social media, the better. So look at things that I want to look at. Look at things that bring me something productive or something interesting. Don't mindlessly scroll, which I'm already doing a lot less than I did a few years ago. But I think it's still a work in progress, like I say. So I think just keep working on my relationship with social media and try to approach it as much as possible in a way that I'm happy to approach it, and not just kind of get caught up in just scrolling or posting things that I wouldn't really want to post, but I kind of do it impulsively. So try to work on that. Just try to, be mindful. The more mindful, the better with social media, I think, is what I would say about that. And I do have one last point. I do want to read more this year, because I made a reading goal on Goodreads for last year, 2024, and I don't think I reached my goal. And it wasn't even a very ambitious goal. But I think it's just sometimes, like, I'm a pretty slow reader, so I read a lot of nonfiction as well. So I kind of like to stop and pause and think about what I've read, and so that makes the book go a lot slower, because I'm constantly having to stop and think about what I've read, so I can kind of process it, take it in. Maybe it's not so much like that with fiction, but I don't read as much fiction, although I do enjoy it. So I would like to read more this year, because I have a lot of books on my reading list, and I would like to get through them. I'm not going to get through all of them this year, but I would like to get through more books this year than I got through last year. And I think that's just about, that's only going to happen if I allow myself time when I'm alone, when I'm home alone or something, to kind of sit down and really relax. And okay, now I can read a book because I'm relaxed, I'm alone. Don't push it, don't force it, but just whenever I have a time, like an hour, 2 hours kind of on my own, I should take out a book or draw as well, like I said, but I have to specifically make time to read. So if I do have a few hours on my own, I can use some of that time to really read and get through more books, because I have so many books on my reading list, both physical books and few that I would like to probably read the ebook version, because I can't store that many books in my house and things like that. But whatever way I can read them, physical books, ebooks, maybe some from the library, some I might just buy, like ebooks, maybe some audiobooks, just try to get through more. Because there's so many things that I want to do, and there's so many things that I want to read and learn about, and I think I just have to get with the program in that way. Like, just the only way to do it is to do it, kind of, and just try to motivate myself to do it more. So yeah, those are a few of my things that I would like to accomplish or work on in 2025. but I don't call them resolutions because I don't put as much, like I don't put a huge amount of pressure on myself to do these things, but there's just things that I would like to work on and do. So thank you so much for watching. If you want more from me, do subscribe and leave a like if you like this. Thank you so much.